All right, hello friends, my name is Josh. I hope you're having a beautiful day. Hope you had a great Labor Day weekend. Today, we're gonna be learning the song What They'll Say About Us by FINNEAS. This is a super cool song that FINNEAS wrote after attending a protest in LA. Shout out LA, yeah! But yeah, so cool that he's able to use his platform as a musician to keep on pushing for social change and to continue the conversation about racial reconciliation here in the US. Great job, FINNEAS. It's also written from the perspective of someone who's talking to a loved one who's sick. And obviously, with the pandemic going on right now, a lot of people can relate to this. Needless to say, this is a very emotional song. But anyways, let's get to the tutorial. All right, here we go with What They'll Say About Us by FINNEAS. So this song is in the key of B flat. So the left hand in this song is pretty simple. You can play it as single notes like this, or you can play it as octaves with your pinky and your thumb. In this tutorial, I'll show it just as single notes, but feel free to use whichever you like. So there's three main sections that we have to learn for this song. First is the intro, verse, and chorus part. Then we have the pre-chorus, and lastly, the bridge. Let's get started with the main piano part that's played in the intro, the verse, and the chorus. Let me play through it first. All right, let's start with the chords. First is a B flat chord. So this is going to be just a B flat in the left hand, an F, B flat, and D in the right hand. After this, a D minor over A chord. That'll be A in the left hand, F, A, and D in the right hand. Then a G minor chord, G in the left hand, G, B flat, and D in the right hand, and then back up in the left hand to a F over A. An A in the left hand, and then F, A, and C in the right hand. So those are the chords, and then if we just use a simple pattern, we'll be able to make this sound just like the song right away. So here's how it goes. In the right hand, we're going to play the top two notes on the beat, and then on the off beat, we're going to play the bottom note. And then we're just going to do that 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we go into our next chord, D minor over A, and apply the same pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again for the G minor chord, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then again for the F over A chord, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's the basic foundation of the piano part. Let me play through that one more time. And then of course it repeats. All right, so now you have the basic foundation. You could honestly just play this for the verse and for the chorus and it would sound good the whole time. But let's look at some of the other things that FINNEAS does to make it sound a little better. So we'll look at 3 little things he throws in to spice it up. So the first thing that he does is taking this normal pattern but then on the final chord, he's going to walk up with your top 2 notes. So instead of just playing these every time, he's going to walk up. That's going to be A and C, B flat and D, C and E flat, and then B flat and D. So that's one thing you could add. He doesn't do this every single time he goes through this loop, but listen for it in the song and you can kind of throw it in when it sounds right. It matches with the melody. All right, so another thing that he does is use his pinky to add some extra color up here at the top. He likes to play the main pattern, but then on beats 3 and 4, add the pinky on this F. Or the G and the F. Just like that. Finally, the last thing is that sometimes when moving from this B flat to the D minor over A. He'll start with this C instead of the D here in the right hand, so it's kind of like an F chord, and then he'll play it a few times, 1, 2, 3, and then finally get up to the D. All right, let's try throwing in all three of these things into our main foundation and see how they sound. And as you can see, it already sounds a lot more like the original song. But these extra tricks are not used every single verse, so listen to the song and see where they fit in. Before we move on, as we transition from the verse into the pre-chorus, there is a slight difference, and let me show you that. So we're playing our verse here, but then on the final chord, which will be an F, we're gonna keep moving down in the left hand to this F. Instead of going up to this A, we're gonna go down to the F, and that'll help us walk down right into our E flat chord. Right there. So in the left hand, it's just going to be walking all the way down from B flat to E flat. All right, let's move on to the pre-chorus. Let me show you how that sounds. And then into the chorus. So this is just two chords, an E flat chord and then an F chord. So we're kind of going to keep a similar pattern, but we're going to throw in this kind of walk up in the right hand. So we'll start with E flat in the left hand. This is just going to play every downbeat, every 4 counts. And in the right hand, we'll start by alternating between G and E flat. And then we go into the next one, which is going to be an A and an E flat. And then finally, G and C. After this, we're going to continue with the F. We're just going to move to an F in the left hand, and then in the right hand, we're going to play A and C first, and then go to the F on the offbeats. And now we're going to walk up with this top note to a D, then to an E flat, and then finally to an F, keeping everything else the same. And then that'll bring us into the chorus, which is played exactly like the verse. All right, let me play that whole pre-chorus for you. There you go. So lastly, we have the bridge, and the bridge is really just the short part. It's the guitar solo. So let me just show you the chords that are used in that part. That's just going to be a G minor, then a D minor over F, and then a E flat, and then an F. And we'll just use the same pattern we were using before. B flat and D to the G, bounce back, and then D and A in the right hand, and then to an F, and then G and B flat, bounce to the E flat, and then A and C to the F. All together. And repeating. All right, so in the outro of the song, it's going to be the exact same chords that we used for the verse and the chorus, but he's going to slow it down and not use the same pattern anymore. And essentially what he's going to do is just take the same chords and then kind of move up the keyboard every time he goes through a new line. I won't go through every single note here, but let me play what it kind of sounds like so you can get a feel for that. And that wraps up this tutorial. Remember, go back and rewatch any sections that you need to relearn, and let me know down in the comments if you have any specific questions. Hey, thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. Let me know down in the comments below what song you want to see a tutorial for next. And have a great rest of your day. See ya!